Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is MrNoSleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a brand new loot video for you all today. Now, today's monster that I will be killing 1,000 times does require the completion of the quest, The Final Dawn. This quest was released about 2 days ago in Old School RuneScape, a part of Varlamore Part 3, or I should say it is the fourth and final quest in the Twilight Emissaries series. I really did enjoy this quest. I gotta say, I was a little surprised at how challenging the last boss fight was, but I did not use a guide or a tutorial, so I just kind of had to go in blind. I was a little late to this quest because the gemstone crab that I recently made a video of did not require the completion of this quest. However, today's video does, so let's go ahead and finish up this boss fight. We're on the final hit here. Did not mind the mechanics at all of this fight. It definitely switched things up, so yeah, I really like the creativity there, and I love the rewards from this quest. Decent amount of XP as well as 55k XP lamp for prayer and a pretty cool looking dagger. Gonna put this on. I guess it's like a blade more so than a dagger, but yeah, really cool weapon. Wonder if I can use that in the wilderness one day. Alright, now that we have the quest completed, let's go ahead and get geared up for today's video. So the inventory is going to be pretty simple, just divine super combats and prayer regeneration potions. As it goes for the transportation system, I'm going to use my Quetzal, and once I land here, I'm simply going to travel all the way west to Tal Teclin. Once I arrive, all you have to do from this point on is run north and then east. I like this area. There's a bank nearby in case you need to use that, and there's also a few other cool things that I'm going to be covering on YouTube very shortly, so get ready for that. All sorts of awesome things with this update. But here we are at the lift platform. What's going on, you guys? It's finally time to start today's video. Today I bring you all loot from 1,000 Earthen Nagua. Requires 48 Slayer as well as the Final Dawn quest. The inventory, same as before. The only things I didn't mention was the Ceridome and Godsword and the gem bag. As it goes for the gear, I'm using the dual weapon this time, as well as full blood moon with as much crush bonus as possible. Alright, let's go ahead and do this, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to track how long this video takes today in order to kill 1,000 of these Naguas, but it's not going to be a 10-hour because luckily I kill these pretty quickly, so we'll see how long it takes overall though. Alright, we stepped on the tile and here we are at the Naguas. So as you can see, there are moonlight moths here, which means guess what? You don't need to bring any prayer, and I would recommend praying melee, otherwise you're going to take a decent amount of damage, so you don't need food either. I did bring prayer regenerations just to make this more AFK, and I would definitely recommend divine super combats or at least super strength and super attacks. I would say the gem bag is definitely optional. I killed 1,000 and I just got a couple of gems, so definitely up to you if you want to bring that. But it is important to note that the Nagua is a unique monster because when you damage it after it falls below 60% health, they do enter a reinforced form, and it shifts their defense to be much more resistant to slash and weaker to crush. Now when this happens, you will get a message in the chat box, and this effect will only activate after you are attacking it with regular damage, so poison won't work or anything like that. But entering their reinforced form also removes any burn that is applied, but it doesn't prevent a new instance of burning, so that just depends on what you're using. But once the Nagua has entered its reinforced state, hitting it with a special attack while your weapon is set to crush causes the Nagua to glow orange and change into its weakened form, and that is the form that has all of its melee defensive stats reduced to 0. All special attacks while on crush attack style do work, except the weapon I was using and the Blue Moon Spear. Now, because the Nagua can only be weakened after dealing a substantial amount of damage, using this mechanic is generally a less efficient usage of special attack energy, which is why I just went with using my Ceridome and Godsword spec. So yeah, I mean, they added a lot of details to killing this monster, but at the end of the day, if you have good stats, you can just AFK it. You don't have to pay attention to like killing it as fast as possible unless you really do care about completing a Slayer task as quickly as possible. This can be assigned by both Konar and Chaldar, so only those two Slayer masters, but you know, if you do kill one, you get 165 Slayer XP, and that's not bad considering you only need level 48 Slayer to kill this Nagua. And as a matter of fact, you only need 48 Slayer to kill the Sulphur as well as the Frost Nagua, and if you guys haven't seen the loot videos from those two monsters, I will leave them in the description below. I did cover them as they were released into the game. However, I will be showing you loot from 1,000 of those at the end of this video, so it's a little spoiler there, but you can at least see on screen at the end the comparison of 1,000 of all of the Naguas, and really we get to kind of tell which of the Nagua has the most profitable, most beneficial drop table of them all, because these are relatively new, and they are a little bit higher level from what you would usually expect for just 48 Slayer being the requirement. The rare drop that I am hoping to get that would actually complete the collection log for this monster is a 1 in 400 approximate drop rate, and it is called the Earthbound Tech Paddle. It is approximately 27k, and it's a two-handed weapon that requires level 55 attack to wield, and you can only get it from the Earthen Nagua. Alright, so let me show you guys what I do to reset aggro. So I simply stand on this tile, and then I run over here to this blue one, which teleports you down to these interesting looking lizards. Grimy lizards. Definitely have to do a loot video on them soon. But then you simply just go right back up. Go on right on over to the red tile once again, and there you go. Just resets that easily. You might be able to reset aggro in the room. I feel like that actually happened to me, but this is a guaranteed way, and it takes no time at all. So, I mean, this is so AFK and so laid back. I wasn't on Slayer task at all, but wow, just incredible strength XP per hour if you wanted to train strength, but I was unfortunately training attack. I kind of missed training strength. I was so used to it for all these years, but now I have to focus on 200 mil attack. All right, well, that is 1 hour completed. 230 kills, 150k attack experience an hour, and overall loot 220k just the normal drops, as well as 423 bone shards. So that's a little bit of prayer XP. Well, that's not too bad. I mean, the cool thing about these drops is that they're all stackable. They're all notable, so you don't have to bank that much. And I did say earlier that I tried to place a cannon here. There you go. An ancient magical force won't let you set a cannon up, so it's unfortunate. But either way, there's 66 million attack XP. I was emphasizing crush this whole video, which is really the only thing I would recommend here if you can afford it. Just your best crush weapon. It seems to be that a two-handed weapon just gives you all this extra DPS, so I'd really recommend bringing this setup, or at least something very similar. You really don't have to do much banking at all, especially if you just bring Divine Super Combats and you don't bring Prayer Regenerations, but that will make it less AFK because you will have to be catching those Moonlight Moths more commonly, but it's still such a cool monster. I just love the animation that my character does when he attacks this Nagua. Really means business with this two-handed weapon that I still don't know how to pronounce, but either way, I did get a hard clue scroll. It took me quite a while, gosh, about 600 kills into the video just to get that first hard clue, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the very first loot video where we are showcasing clue scroll boxes, so that is awesome. Yeah, definitely have to do some more clue scroll videos in the near future, but either way, the drop rate for the hard clue at the Earthen Nagua is currently not available. Yeah, it just says rare, so hopefully this video helps determine the drop rate somehow. 800 kills in, we are almost done. As you can see, the drops are pretty basic. I mean, you know, you're looking at a lot of ore, all noted luckily, as well as soft clay, as well as earth orbs, which does make sense since it is an Earthen Nagua. They did put unnoted earth talismans on the drop table. I'm not sure why they did that, honestly. They might as well just have noted them because I don't see anyone picking them up, but that's fine. Of course, you have the uncommon drops like the rune javelins, the tooth and loop keys. Got a couple of those, but other than that, you just have bone shards and some runes. Well, there we have it. 1,000 Earthen Naguas has been completed. 718k attack XP gain. Took about 4.5 hours. Overall loot from 1,000 Earthen Naguas with everything included. It comes out to be 930k, as well as 1,706 bone shards. Now stay tuned, I will be comparing the loot from 1,000 Sulphur Naguas as well as Frost Naguas very soon once we get to that Runelight screenshot picture. I will take that though, that's not too bad from level 48 Slayer monster, and we also got 5 hard clue scrolls, so I'm going to go ahead and sell all this loot. We'll see what we end up with, and we'll check out the hard clues after that. Maybe I'll get a 3rd age plate body, you never know. Alright, looks like we ended up with final amount 885k, so a little bit less than expected. From the clue scrolls, number 1, 66k, not too bad. Number 2, about 111k, and following that, probably the best clue out of this stack, 741k. That's why we do our hard clues, gentlemen. And 1567 overall, 124k from that, and the final clue comes out to be about 80k. Well, that is an additional 1.1 mil, huh? I'll happily take that. Great monster for the XP and the AFK, and the requirements are not too bad either. The quest was a little challenging, but you can definitely accomplish it. If you want to join my friends' chats and game, we have MrNoSleep the Iron Man and MrNoSleep the Main. Feel free to check either of them out. Now let's go ahead and compare the drops from 1,000 Earthen Naguas to Sulphur as well as Frost. Alright, so looking at the Earthen Nagua, we have 911k in drops. Looking at the Frost Nagua, 2.2 mil, and the Sulphur Nagua, 1.1 mil. I would say, even though I didn't get a rare drop with the the Earthen Nagua, I would probably say Frost is the most profitable. Well, that's actually interesting. Well, we'll see what holds the test of time with those price checks. Maybe things will change in the future. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video today. Huge thank you to the YouTube channel members with a special shout out to DaeDogGaming, DeceptionZ, and xXzoticx. Till next time, MrNoSleep, out.